boom, it's going down from there.
Could be.
I mean, here we go.
And once again, we're back.
We're back again. We're back at it. We were just talking about we're gonna find a better way just to say thank you for subscribing and liking our Facebook post. Thank you for sharing as well. We've reached some new people this last go around, so we hope to reach more people as we continue to post videos. It's not why we continue to go on. We're gonna make this content. We're gonna keep on going, but we got a lot to talk about today. A lot to talk about. A lot of things to share with you guys.
Shout out to that man, Jon Stewart.
Big shout out.
Out there
Jon
giving
Stewart. He was out there and fighting for a great cause. We want to give a big shout out to Jon Stewart today. Probably wasn't even dead. I think it was yesterday where he delivered that speech. I'm not sure which day. At this point.
I'm not exactly sure, yeah.
But he gave it to him. And he let him know. And it's funny, I think there was some news article earlier where they moved up about it, but hopefully they keep their word and give those first responders to 9/11 what they're owed. They've done their jobs, and it's time to give them. It's time to give them what they deserve.
That this long afterwards, man, we are still here. And these people are still dealing with this stuff, and they don't want to pay for it. How insane is that? How long do these people gotta wait? This is 2001. Here we are in 2019, 18 years these people have been waiting. You know what they're going to do? It's the same thing we talked about with litigation and shit like that. They're going to wait them out because they're going to die. And once they die, it'll be forgotten about it. Nobody will give a shit again.
Yeah, it's terrible. You know, it keeps getting pushed back. I mean, I loved the speech he gave, the things he talked about. One thing that was powerful was when I forgot the guy's name, but when he would pat his jacket full of business cards, be like, I got the business cards I need to go from here.
They were prayers.
Business cards, the prayer, yeah.
They were prayers. 302 prayers, something like that, he said.
Yeah, and that's not paying for these people's health care, No. I mean, prayers, do what, they're supposed to do, but these people need money. They need health care. They need to live longer than, they're dying.
It's a thing, though, right? It is a thing that you can't just pay for everything. And you don't know who's really sick and who's not really sick. That is a thing. Even though most of them could be sick, most of them probably are sick. But there could be ones that are trying to drag on, right? You would hope that doctors and medical evaluations could get them the fuck out of there, but you don't know. So you would think, okay, maybe this takes some time. Maybe it's not. You don't get it 2002. And
that's the problem.
But 18 years, brother? Come on now, man. You got to take care of the people that were out there putting it all on the line.
How is this a decision? It's not like we're talking about healthcare or socialized healthcare, a national healthcare system to cover everybody's healthcare. No, these are the first responders of 9/11. Yeah. 9/11.
I'd like to see the official numbers of how many people died in the terrorist attack and how many first responders died. Because I know it's up there.
Yeah, and what he said was they were saying that they kept saying that it was a New York problem. It was a state problem. When that shit happened, it wasn't a goddamn state problem. That was a national emergency. It affected the whole country. I mean, come on now. Like, it's not a state problem. Like, we got to take care of these motherfucking firefighters. I don't understand.
Two things. Number one being, you could tell that Jon Stewart's emotion was actually real. That wasn't just somebody going up there and talking some shit. That was authentic emotion.
Yeah.
Number two.
That was big.
Was 9/11 an inside job, Steve?
Was 9/11 an inside job? I don't think so. I really don't think so.
You don't believe so?
I don't think so.
Even though there is some things, right? There's some weird things about it.
I mean, you find weird things when you go looking for weird things, I mean.
You think so? You believe that?
I mean, just in certain cases. I mean, everyone's been looking at 9/11 for so long now. There's so many conspiracies. There's so many. I mean, at some point, let it go. I mean, at this point, we're almost 20 years into it. Don't let go of the, remembrance. But
the one that sticks with me, though, when I think about it, I don't know, and I'm not here to make the argument that it is or it isn't, because that's a hard one. That's a hard one to put your money on. But I do know one thing that is fact from what I know, is that the owner of those Twin Towers did take out an insurance policy, right? Or it upped his insurance policy days before or weeks before.
I don't know anything about that.
Apparently that's fact.
But
and there is just like certain weird things, right? Like, you never technically seen a picture of the plane that hit into the the Trade Center, right?
The World Trade Centers, yeah.
Yeah. No,
Well, you're talking about the Pentagon.
the Pentagon.
Right, Pentagon. Yep.
They technically never seen the jet that hit that. So that's like a thing that people bring up. And then I don't know. I could never make the argument for controlled demolition or whatever. I can't make those arguments. But to me, I always try and look for the money. The money never lies. And that's the one that sticks with me. I believe that is fact. Everyone should definitely research it. But
I mean, the one thing that really gets me in the whole thing, I don't believe the conspiracies can answer for why we went to war with Iraq and Afghanistan versus
about to bring it
Saudi Arabia,
who were
the perpetrators.
12
There were
12 of 14.
I believe Egypt nationals, but mostly Saudi Arabian nationals.
And I believe it's 12 of 14 people of Saudi Arabian descent.
Yes, hijacking multiple planes. I think that's one thing they can't answer for. So it's like, why would, it's possible that what they say is true, except for all the shit about 9/11, that maybe after that, they did use that as an excuse to go and invade places with oil reserves and, weaker governments and to try and get to those, that sweet black gold or whatever. That's totally possible. We've seen it before. I believe we're seeing it now with Venezuela, shit like that.
You do believe that because you got to always think if it was you. That's the best way to think of things. You do believe, though, that every government does shady shit in order to prosper off of whatever it is that they specialize in. You know what I mean? Like America, like I said, America is not going to let oil be traded in anything but the dollar.
I got you.
And if you say something else besides dollar, they're going to start a war with you. That's the facts now. That is what it is. Do not try and change that to anything. I don't want to hear gold, euros, whatever it is. They ain't trying to hear it, bro.
Keep it at the dollar.
They got a stranglehold on that, and they ain't letting that go.
Yeah. There's one thing I'm not sure about that. I think at some point we're gonna, reach some point in time where we're just gonna have a global currency. Everything's gonna be one.
I hear you. I hear you, but I can't agree, man. Because
don't think so?
No, because you always got those people who take more. You always have greed, man. You know what I mean? You could make an agreement of 100 countries. We're all gonna have 1%, whatever it is. We're just gonna break it down even like that. There's always gonna be a country trying to get 2%. There's always gonna be a country that goes, I'm 3 times as big as you. I got 5 times as many people. I got 6 times as many bullets. Now I'm gonna take 3%. There's always going to be that. I don't think, like I talked about it before, I don't think nobody wants to do agreements like that with America, bro.
Another thing I think about, is there's a lot to be made when you have your own currency, and you have a lot of power when you have your own currency. One thing with China's, currency manipulation, they're able to do that because they don't have a global currency. There's a central currency that they can control. That's the big thing for a lot of countries is having control over their own shit.
But
they want control over their own currency.
Every country would agree on
currency. I think at some point, there will be a global, it's funny. I imagine very corny future type deal where it's like, just Futurama style. There'll just be a president of the earth type shit. I just think, I don't know.
Yeah, I just don't see it. I don't see it. It's too many people now, man. You can do it when you had 700 million. Can't do it when you got 7 billion, bro, going on 8 billion. It's just not everyone's going to listen. So let's just say you got 1% that don't listen. All right, we got a couple mil to deal with.
Yeah,
it ain't easy.
There's always going to be those people, though. Unless you outright just kill everybody, which isn't going to happen. What? You think they're just going to kill everybody?
You can, right? Look at Saudi Arabia.
Look at this fluoride.
You're a journalist? You got some shit to say? Okay. Take you into that motherfucking room and you never come back out, brother.
R.I.P. Jamal Khashoggi.
R.I.P. dog.
Man, that is, yeah.
Nice job on the pronunciation of the name.
Thank you. You've I've heard it so many times. It's been talked about so much. I feel like I've always been good at those pronunciations too, though. I feel like I can just roll it off the tongue. I don't know.
People like me who are bad at it, it's like we don't even try, really. We're just kind of like hard name. You just kind of go hard name and no sheet. You just give up.
Is that racist? Is that a little racist?
You can call it what you want. I mean, I think somebody's doing the same thing to Newell.
Label it.
You know what I mean? It's like, whatever I call it. Yeah.
It's funny. Whenever my friend Amy shouts you out, she always spells your name wrong. It's like Nuelle.
I'll take it any way I can get it. A lot of people do Nol.
She just say it wrong too. Shout out to Amy.
Shout out to Amy.
She's been a big supporter.
For all the words of encouragement. That was very nice. That's very nice to hear and see.
Shout out.
We're trying over here. We're trying to get something going.
Shout out, Mike. What's up, guys?
This is only 3. This is only episode 3, man. We got a long way to go, guys. We're gonna really improve this thing all around. We're only getting better, figuring out more, putting the time in.
I'll tell you, one thing that was cool was she messaged me and she asked me a little more about what we talked about at the end. And I just thought that was really cool.
Oh, like really digging deeper on the topic?
Yeah, just like she was like, when you have a moment, can you just explain it more in depth? I was just like,
Amy, come on,
awesome.
Come on and talk to us, Amy.
Come on, we used to always have real talks at work. Bring it on.
What I mean? We're gonna have 4 mics. You can bring someone else. We'll have a 4-person conversation. We want conversations with everyone.
Everybody, anyone, slide in these DMs. We'll talk. Or if you're Jamie,
you gotta be ready to open up, man. You gotta be ready to open up. Because I like asking the deep questions. So are you ready to be honest?
We're anchored in a reality where we talk about our feelings openly. We talk about them openly as people see fit. It's what we do. But that's one cool thing about doing the show is I realized like it don't matter, man. You just gotta just be yourself, just lay back and just relax. Be yourself.
What
that's
about
all matters.
So name me like a huge disappointment that was in your life.
A big disappointment.
One time where you're just like hugely disappointed.
A big one was I guess I was kind of disappointed. I was younger. I was in 5th grade. It was like 3rd, 4th grade. My mom, met somebody she got married to, and he became my stepdad. It was like the first time I really had like a big father figure in my life. And he eventually was diagnosed with brain cancer, terminal brain cancer. And from I believe like 6 months from his diagnosis, he passed, and that was a big disappointment because it was like the first time I really had a father figure. Like we did stereotypical things. We went kayaking.
Really?
We went kayaking on Bear Creek down here.
Awesome.
And I remember we were on the football field one day, and we were just running some plays. He was like, "I'll show you that play. That they used in the Super Bowl, or whatever." And, it's just the 2 of us, but it meant so much. Just being the 2 of us. So much of the little kid's mind could do with imagination.
So he got,
that was a big thing.
Brain cancer.
Yeah, it was.
Did you watch
brain
the
cancer.
deterioration of that?
So I didn't. He didn't. He actually didn't. Whenever I saw him, he was usually pretty upbeat. But being younger, I was usually kept away, or at one point wasn't even allowed in the room because I was too young.
Really?
Yeah, too young to be in the room. Because of like certain diseases or whatever. But that was a big thing. And it's weird because I remember I didn't cry up until the funeral. I was fine all through the funeral, and then when it was over and we left, man, just lost it. It just was sitting in. It was just like the coping mechanism of a maturing 10-year-old boy.
Yeah, and that happened. That definitely happens a lot. Like I shout out to my cousin Gary. I'll never forget the moment when his mother passed. R.I.P. Dan Karen. I remember Gary trying to be so strong, and as they were lowering his man Karen into the ground, I remember his sister telling him, "It's okay to cry, Gary." And then that's when he broke down, and he ran up and he's kissing the casket, as it's being lowered. And I'll never forget that, man. I'll never forget that, dog.
Yeah,
it was just one of those ones, dog. It was you know what I mean? Like, man, yeah. There's something about death, man. There's something about death that hits you like nothing else, bro. There's
not many feelings that like I can, look at movies and be like, oh, they hit that one on the head. They hit this one on the head. But I feel though, in some movies, I can't think of any that come to mind right now, but in some movies at certain points where they have those really depressing scenes and like they really nail on the head that type of feeling that's kind of going across everybody. That's one that they definitely hit on the head, is that emotion of just extreme sadness or just hitting that rock bottom point.
For me, just to go off of what I'm thinking of, has you ever seen Pursuit of Happiness?
Yeah. Oh man.
Do you remember before he made it and he's in the subway and he got nowhere to go and he goes in that bathroom to stay the night with his son?
That was tough.
He's sitting in there and the guy's trying to come in and he's just holding the door shut with his legs, just keeping people from coming in all night as his son sleeps right there. And you're like, fuck, man. Man, there's nothing I want in life more than for people like that to get what they deserve, man. It's like I feel like it's my purpose in life to make sure good people get good things. Like that's literally how I feel, man. I just want to see good people get what they deserve, man. I hate thinking about
awesome. I love seeing people
bad
get what
spirited people, and you're like, how the fuck, it's all meant to be. It's all perfect. But
bad spirited with blessings of just like infinite inherited wealth or whatever. It's just like. You really didn't deserve that money. It's saddening just watching people go their whole life being the most honorable person you could be.
Well, you think like here, see, this is my new technique I got, man, where it works with everything. Because like you wouldn't go like if you were rich growing up, it's gonna be hard for you to ever relate to us. You know what I mean? It'd be hard for you to ever get that. Like most of the time,
I think that would be a thing with parents too. To try and get him into those positions.
But if you go, if we were rich and we had a kid, you would think you would make a kid that could get along with anyone.
Yeah.
So that's just so egotistical of us to even think like that. There's other people that can create good people, whether they have money or not. There's people that come from money and still are good people.
Oh yeah, 100%. I was just saying
a low percentage. I was just saying
the bad people, and just whatever you want to label a bad person as. But to go off that, one thing I would think to do, as a parent, if I had a lot of money, he was expected to inherit it. Work a mission, like once a week, once or twice a week. You go down and you work like the soup kitchens or, in the wintertime, passing out coats and shit. Just try and, instill some type of value and really, put into perspective of like what they have, where they're at. And, and that, these are people. Because, like homeless people especially, people tend to easily write them off and dehumanize them from even being a goddamn human being with feelings.
You can do that with anything. You can go for anything you see 100 times. You know what I mean? When you see 100 times, let's put it this way. Let's put it this way. There comes a point where there's a baby on the ground, right? And you just go like, oh, and like there's a baby in a dumpster, right? Yeah. And you're just like, oh my God, we got to get this baby out the dumpster and take it somewhere. Imagine if every dumpster you've seen had a baby in it. Can we grab all them babies out the dumpsters? Eventually, some people are going to start walking past some screams. That's
going back into work. You're just like, man, another baby outside
screaming.
Got another one outside, man. Yeah, it's like, what is that? Third one today? Like, what the hell?
When something's so common, you desensitize from it. It's the same thing with the Germans.
Yeah, that's one thing that was going on though in real life. Like in China with that one-child policy. People were just dumping off kids everywhere.
Yeah, that's what you gotta do.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what you gotta do. Right? What will they do though? I always wondered that. I never got to the bottom of that. Will they kill that baby?
No.
Will they kill that baby?
I don't know.
That's what I want to know. Jamie. Oh yeah, that's right. We don't have a Jamie. Who wants to be a goddamn Jamie?
Someone Google that real quick.
We want to know. Yeah.
But I believe they were taken by the government.
Probably assassins.
Either that, or you just make them become Olympic stars.
Or you
just go from there. Well, the big thing was like if it was a daughter, they were most likely giving it away. So,
what do you think about the strong argument I like to make that cannibalism legal to solve world hunger? Do you think that that's ludicrous? It's something that's being pitched around in the small circles of life.
Oh yeah, I can't say I frequent those small circles of life that
I'm in there.
Frequently talk about that.
I live in there.
But as far as cannibalism being legal, I don't think that solves world hunger. Just because I feel like a lot of countries and people don't really believe in eating other people, or they would probably do it.
Oh, well, then starve.
That's pretty fucked up. You can't afford food, so you don't want to eat people.
No, that's not how I was saying this. That sucks. That sucks, right? But you got to go. Sometimes you go back to nature, baby.
Whoa.
If another monkey dies and that monkey's hungry, he's gonna eat that fucking monkey, dog. If a lion dies and another lion's hungry, he's gonna eat that fucking lion. That's just how it goes, dog. That's just how it goes because you don't waste meat. Yeah, and that's what you're doing every time that you bury a person. You're wasting meat. I hate to say it. I know it sounds weird.
But I mean, I don't think people would eat their dead relatives. You know,
You don't have to necessarily, right? What if we had a mutual agreement where
I don't think anybody would do it though.
let's say
I
my
I
family,
think some,
my
but
family
doesn't
gave
solve
you
it.
our relatives, and your family gave us your relatives.
I mean, if I'm starving, I'd be happy to eat your relatives. You know,
You're starving, bro. That's
those
all I'm
relatives
saying.
would be
That's all
happy
I'm
to
saying. It's
eat you if
all.
you pass
You
away.
should be allowed to.
Is it-
That's what I'm saying. There's no reason that you shouldn't be allowed to eat people. It's simple as that. I know it sounds weird, but it's true. Why can't you eat a person if they're dead? Why can't you sell dead meat? If I sign up for it as a living person, right? Say if I was like, all right, I'm going to take $500 for when I die, my meat can get sold, you know, or whatever. I can, wherever it goes. I'm going to take $500 right now. I know that sounds crazy, but, and then
I mean,
that
you can.
meat just goes to people that want to eat human meat.
I mean, like, are you then going to, you know, like, there's just a lot of health concerns with that. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right,
most, I feel like most bodies wouldn't even be able to pass any type of like standards set forth by the government for health or whatever.
What?
I mean,
don't you
you know,
believe in freedom, though? Don't you believe at some point? Don't you believe in
cannibalistic
just
freedom?
freedom? Why is that not freedom? Why is that not freedom? It's the same thing of like you eat a dog, right? If my dog dies tomorrow and I eat him,
hey.
if my dog dies tomorrow,
I mean, for the
knock on
record,
wood, Ghost.
for the record,
Knock on wood,
for the
Ghost.
record, I will not eat that dog. I mean, just for the record,
I don't care
right
about
here,
him.
right now,
But all I'm
I
saying
will not
is,
eat that dog.
is it legal? Is it
To
legal?
eat other dead
Can
humans?
I kill
if they
my
want-
dog
if they
right now
want.
and eat him?
I think that falls under animal abuse laws. No,
Okay,
you
if
can't kill
he
your
dies
dog.
and I eat him,
I don't think anyone would know any of the wiser or care.
you don't think nobody would know? But
I
let's
mean,
say
like,
it got brought up.
but let's say I call the cops. I feel like the cops
What can
here
they do?
are showing up an hour and a half, and then they're leaving me with a card, and they're like, "Here's a number. You can follow up with this. You know, we'll catch the dog eater." Like, I mean, you're just saying he's a dog eater. We can't arrest him. I mean,
It was like wiping like fur off your mouth and shit.
yeah. So, but I mean, realistically, I don't think anyone. I mean, unless you started kidnapping or like breeding a bunch of dogs to kill and eat, yeah, I mean, no one's gonna do anything about it.
Listen, all I'm trying to get to with this whole big argument is that they're too concerned over the micro fragments of life.
I just won't say, you know, I'm not gonna. No, I'm just gonna go. No legalization of eating human bodies.
Okay, I'm for it, but I might not be for the system that I laid out. I was just doing something theoretically because then you always think about the organ donor problem.
Yeah.
Where people go like, well, if you're an organ donor, they might just let you die.
Well, it's like, I want to eat your liver.
Yeah, it could be. It could be. I'm not saying that, but all I know
There's
is
a doctor who signs up and they just start letting you die. And they're like,
if you're homeless right now and you can get $5,000 to sell off all your meat when you die, might change your life. And what's gonna happen? I feel. Because I'm a person.
But then what happens when that person dies?
I think I feel like this because I don't. No one wants to eat
a smoker's body. No one wants.
All I know is
no one wants
I can find
anybody with any type of disease, and I mean, you know.
But if you're a cannibal, though, right? Like you would buy what you can get.
You would just eat whatever you want. That's what I'm saying. People would die. People would get sick, and I mean, it's just not going to pass on any level.
Well, like I told anyone,
so
listen, I love everyone that I love, right? But if we were on
you want to eat them.
If we were on a boat. Yeah. And it came to that point.
That's a different story. You know, of course you don't come home and prosecute someone for eating somebody like that. But
you don't think so? If I smash your head in with a rock,
I mean, no one's going to know what happened on that stranded island.
What if I say we all decided that he would be the best to kill because he was a liability, and we all needed something to eat, so we all mutually agreed. 5 of us agreed we would kill him.
Not guilty. Not guilty.
He's good to go. You remember that story of like they thought that guy ate his friend? They still do. The family sued them.
No, I'm not sure. I'm not sure that story. 2
fishermen. I believe they were gone for like 350 days. And 2 of them was gone, and only 1 of them came back, dog. And he said that his friend was drinking salt water and went crazy and jumped over. But the family, they didn't believe that. They sued him.
Did they win?
I don't believe they won. No.
I was going to say, that's bullshit if they win. There's no way to prove that. I mean, 100% you'd have to be able to prove that.
Well, how far does proof go, though? You know,
how far does proof?
Ain't it so weird?
Let's say we found him and we tested. We tested his poop or the contents of his system. And we found his friend's DNA. You know, it's like
got him.
He ate the fucker, man. You know, like.
But like how, like you know, like a lot of crimes get solved with an eyewitness. Like, okay, well, to me, an eyewitness is the biggest lie you can find.
That's I mean, you know, that's a whole other thing. I mean, that shit's fuck. I mean, especially you get like 1 or 2, and it's like, yeah, like.
Okay, let's so just for this
Let
instance,
me
right?
think about who my peers are.
Let's say there's 3 people in that boat, Steve, right? And they
Right.
come back and that guy goes, he drank water and he jumped over. And the other guy goes, he ate him. He killed him and he ate him. Now what?
Man, again, I feel like nothing happens to anybody. I feel like nothing happens. Like you just can't.
You can't
prove
call that?
anything. I just feel like not guilty. Like, I'm not.
I get what you're
No,
saying,
no.
but sometimes I go, what's his intention
I
to
don't
lie?
even want that to go. I mean, yeah, well,
He's going to also be
But
prosecuted.
that's like this is the perfect time to set this motherfucker up. You know
But
what
he's
I'm saying?
going to also be
This is the perfect time to set this motherfucker up.
He's going to also prosecute. You know, he's going to also be prosecuted because he watched the murder.
So you think?
He's admitting to a fault.
See, I'm not even a lawyer. And I'm sitting. I'm just like, you can't prove. Yeah, you can't do that. No, that's like I'm just like, no, you can't. You can't get him for accessory.
What? He's admitting that he watched the murder. Why did you live?
You can't.
I'm thinking you ate a little bit of that body too, buddy.
I
That's how I'm going if I'm a lawyer.
You just feel like you can't.
Let's go right now. Court case right now. Prove it.
Well, I mean,
prove yourself innocent.
Well, that's because you want to be a fucking judge. You don't want to lose shit.
I want to be on the goddamn opposite motherfucking side. Coming at you right fucking now. Wondering why you're saying, oh, he ate him and killed him. Well, how the fuck did he kill him? What, were you sleeping? You're going to sit here and fucking lie and say you didn't watch that too? And even if you didn't eat a piece of meat, you watched this man eat meat? What did you do the entire time? What did Martin Luther King say?
He doesn't have to answer anything.
The man that
You're the accuser.
I'm not perfect.
You're the accuser.
The man that watches a wrong is also a wrong.
You don't have to answer that. Don't say that. Don't answer that.
Objection.
He doesn't have to answer shit.
Yes, he does. I order him to fucking answer. Answer the fucking question.
He's insane.
Where were you on June 8th at 9 p.m.?
You see, Your Honor, he was clearly my client was clearly dehydrated. He had not drinking anything for over a week.
Huh.
He had no food, anything to eat.
That's very funny because his client is a sophomore in college and a professional swimmer at the sorts. So therefore, there's no reason that should have ever been dehydrated after a lifelong lessons of constantly hydrating on high quality H2O. False! Falsehood! Test his H2O levels right now.
This trial.
There's judges and jurors. I want a judge case. I don't want a juror.
Permission approach the bench.
A fair trial.
Approach the bench.
He ate that man. He
has to approach the bench and just shoot my shit, man. But again, no, you're not hitting nobody on anything like that. I mean, you simply have.
So you
to
don't
be
value
able
an
to prove
eyewitness.
it. Well, what if this happened in international waters?
You don't value an eyewitness.
This happened in international waters, man. What goes on? What happens?
I push it to the citizens of whatever country. That's your problem to deal with.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, I'm good.
You just
what's done. It's survival. What's done.
You.
What's done is done on that boat. We clearly see a survival situation in which someone had to eat their friend.
We don't know, man. But how scary is it to think about big ass ships sinking?
I mean, we talked about it before. I just don't like. We both don't like big water. You know, just sitting in the middle of the ocean.
Big water or big pharma.
You're looking around. I love how we say big water.
Big pharma, dog.
You slip that in there?
Because
they're poisoning the water.
But then like we were talking about, like when I always say, like all my life I've been saying, like I'm scared of deep, dark water. But honestly, I'd probably be way more terrified of deep, clear water. And if I could see 40 feet down, I'd be fucking terrified.
Oh, that's even more insane. Like, you've seen the pictures where like you look at it, it's like, what is that, like a 2-foot creek? No, that bitch is.
There's a boat down there.
100. Oh man, I've seen that one.
Like that.
That one was
and
huge.
You have no goddamn idea.
That one wasn't goddamn insane. But you know, it's funny because I always think it's like it'd be cool to be in one of those survival situations. No, it wouldn't. It would not be cool to be in any one of those survival situations.
No, it's just like when you think like as a kid, like, oh, it'd be cool to be a soldier.
Yeah.
No, it ain't.
I want to join the army.
No, it ain't. Don't. Even the guys that come back with the cool stories, you don't want to be them, bro.
You don't want. That's not a cool story worth having.
No.
I am good. But I mean, everyone wants to test themselves and be like, yeah, I can survive on an island, or I could be a soldier. 9 times out of 10, you don't want that at all.
No,
that's just some type of weird. I'm not. Well, what type of fantasy is that? We're like, you know, like most people in their head. That's why military games sell so much. You know?
It's like I always talked about that because it's incentivized for you to go there. You don't think you're gonna have to kill people, then you end up having to kill people. That's what usually happens because that's what my always big argument is. Of the reason that America's never gonna legalize any of that nice shit that we want. They're never gonna legalize. I mean, legalize, fund, make it free. You know what I mean? College, healthcare, none of that, man.
I am so confused how you connected that.
Listen, they're not going to do it because what incentivizes people to sign up for the army? It's the fact that your college is going to be paid for. You're going to get that Camaro you always wanted.
Check, yeah. And you can finally find a wife.
You know what I mean?
You can find a wife. You settle down. It's okay.
But seriously, you're going to get that paycheck. You're going to get a degree. You know what I mean? They're going to pay for your college. You got free health care. It's all the things that come with that people sign up for to get those things.
Very vulnerable.
I think very few people go, I want to kill people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There is those people, but very few. I think most people just sign up hoping that nothing happens.
Well, yeah. I mean, like, I think there's a lot of Marine and Navy entries on that basis where it's just like, I want to do that scary, crazy, spec op, kill you type shit, like Bin Laden raid. Like, who doesn't want to be a part of a Bin Laden raid?
Yeah, but you ever watch like the real background on that?
Yeah, where like
pretty scary,
a helicopter got shot down. Like,
yeah, but there was like really, if you think about it, I think there was 8 or 10 of them, something like that. There's only 8 or 10 of them infiltrating
a whole compound
on foreign soil.
Yeah,
that's insane. In the middle of the night.
Out of nowhere.
In the middle of the night.
You're behind enemy lines.
That's a weird one, ain't it? Though.
That's
where'd that body go, Steve? They dumped it
in the ocean,
in the deepest spot of the ocean,
what?
Like some Transformer shit.
Like what? Why?
We both know that don't make no motherfucking sense, bro.
Yeah, I mean,
that was weird.
What's the conspiracy behind that one?
It's just the fact
they kill him.
Number one, they never got him. They might have made an agreement where they keep him as a prisoner and they use him for information.
You think he'd make another video? I mean, if say they didn't get, they say they never got him.
That's not what I just said, though.
Yeah,
I said that they got him.
I was just saying what they never got him.
If that happened, there must be an agreement, or else it's going to come get you eventually. Eventually, they're going to get you.
Yeah.
They want you to get you. But I'm just saying, I think it's more likely, not more likely than they got them, but more likely than what you just said, that they took them, they use them for information. Why waste a great source?
Yeah.
And then at any time, right? Let's just say you're back against a wall or something like that, and you got like, everybody knows Bin Laden, right? You just bring Bin Laden back. You're like, you want him back? We need those 14 Marines or whatever it is. Like it's your Joker, sitting in the back. It can be anything. But they talk all this peace shit, and it's like you don't even give the body to the family. Like you murdered him, and you don't give the body to the family. I don't know. It's kind of weird.
I mean, I think they were at his family home. I mean, it was a compound, but I think that's where he lived.
Yeah, he lived
and where he had some family there. So. I mean, you literally invaded his home, his personal home, and I'm sure there were, personal people. I'm sure he lost an uncle, or something. Yeah.
Oh, I'm sure he lost something, but he had probably lost everything at that point.
Oh, I never heard if there were any civilian casualties. I think at that point, everyone in that compound was an enemy. They were just like, balls to the wall.
Listen, you don't know the last day we had that there wasn't a civilian casualty from America. You really don't. It's every day, I think.
It comes back
every day. And if it's not every day, well, one day we did 20.
Oh, it's definitely every day. If it's not every day by America itself, it's by the weapons they sold or something like that.
Yeah, exactly.
Or operations they're supporting.
Tony Stark style.
Operations that they're supporting or whatever. But do you think those operations in the Middle East are necessary on any level at all? Any capacity?
I'm a guy that always goes off of what the people want. Everybody read the Prince. I can't say it enough times. You know what I mean? Everybody read the Prince, man. But he says when you go in there, it's not about you creating your own culture. It's about feeling out the culture. Understanding the culture and making that one with your own.
Right.
When you go in there, you can say, I don't know. Let's not even go conspiracy style. Let's just go off of they went in there to liberate these people from wrongdoing.
Yeah, straight up.
And maybe that's what your goal was at first, but it became a point where the people of that nation don't want you there. The civilians of that nation don't want you there no more. They think you're doing more bad than good. So when it comes to that point, it's hard to say. It's hard to say because you go, no, you don't know. It can be so much better. But they're like, it might be better, but it was better before you came here. That's for sure. It might be able to be better than what I had, but shit was better for me when you weren't here.
I think a lot of that comes down to fighting these cold wars pretty much through China and Russia, on the other end. And I think that's really all it comes down to is just those countries trying to get an ally with a lot of oil in the Middle East.
For
to
sure.
secure that. I mean,
that's what it's all about, and that's why they can't go to alternative energy.
Yeah,
because they've invested so much into getting all this oil.
Yeah, I mean, shit like the Green New Deal that they talk about a lot. I mean, like I always think about this shit. It would never ever happen, you know.
Even with the Paris Climate Accord,
completely scrapping.
What was it? A 2% or a 3% agreement in lowering the carbon outprint. You know what I mean? They were going to renegotiate in the future. None of the people meant their goals.
And they still say it's not even enough. What they're aiming for is not even enough to begin with. Like it's not even anywhere near what we need.
I remember that getting signed, and I remember I was already reading my articles on it, and they were saying we need dramatic increase 5-6%, something along the lines of that, and they agreed on. I believe it was 2. I believe it's 2. You can up to 4, but no one's even holding up to their 2%. And that's a big thing. I was reading about on how they were talking about refined coal, because I was seeing that it's supposed to lower the sulfur oxide. It's supposed to lower the sulfur oxide and the entire pollution output of coal. But since we signed this deal, because we give subsidies to these people for burning clean coal, refined coal, up to 80% more output of these polluted gases since we started burning refined coal.
Yeah, and
these companies are getting incentives. They're pretending these numbers, and they're acting like they're cutting numbers down. And really, this is the same old. It might be worse.
There's dark polluters too, man. There's people who secretly pollute and output. I mean, there was literally that factory just got caught in China.
That's every day.
Exactly.
Who was it? Was it?
I'm sure they knew about it.
BMW? Volkswagen.
They did the
Volkswagen, you fucking bitches.
Dirty.
We don't forget you.
Deep with the Volkswagen shit, man. Volkswagen went as far to cheat those tests.
You lying bitch.
For clean diesel. That was the biggest bullshit. And then the shit that came afterwards when they were literally gassing monkeys with carbon dioxide. They were literally gassing the fucking monkeys and just being like, "Oh, it's not bad for you. It's not bad for you." And then hella monkeys died, and it's like, okay, just kept that one under the rug. Yeah, they literally put them in. They literally had them in little gas chambers, and we're just pumping them full of this shit.
Do you think there should be rules of war?
Rules of war. I mean, I think there's already rules of war.
There is.
Yeah.
Do you think there should be?
I mean, like I would like to think that would be great to have rules of war. Yeah, I like shit like that.
You know, like that?
No chemical weapons. I mean,
I don't like that.
That shit's.
Yeah, but that's how you stop a war. That's how you stop a war, right? You go, I'll use chemical weapons, and the other guy goes, I will too. And you just go, all right. Well, we both.
I think the big thing is just fight it out. Fight it out. I mean, it's also considered cruel.
Listen,
I mean, just suffocating someone with poison gas.
Everybody should go on YouTube and watch the TED Talk of the Lone Survivor. It's a great one.
I'll watch that one later myself.
I've said it to you multiple.
I'll watch that one later myself.
I've said it to you multiple times. Exactly what he said. He said everybody thinks war is black and white, but war is one in the gray. You know what I mean? There comes a point where you have to go, I need killers. I need to know that if you have, let's say you got a son, a 5-year-old son, if I can kidnap him to get to you, it's whatever it takes. I have chemical.
I get you on that.
If you go, I go, please tell me your weaknesses. Oh, you don't like chemical attacks? Okay. Everybody stop focusing on everything else. Put all the fun in chemical attacks. Then every time you come to me, I go, you ain't seen the shit I got now. I'm willing to go there. I'm the country that's willing to go there. Nobody fucks with the country that's willing to go there. You don't make agreements in war.
So, but the problem with that nowadays is that you end up with a North Korea situation where people are so easily able to be like, boom, sanctions. The global community doesn't fuck with you.
You're fighting a guy in a fight. Would you hit him in the nuts?
Hell yeah.
But you wouldn't use chemical weapons, Steve.
I mean, but you're talking steps between hitting someone in the nuts, 1-on-1, versus fighting a war with chemical weapons. Come on, man.
Low blow you.
Oh yeah, you want to go? You want to go, buddy? You want to go? You
low blow the shit out of you real quick with a fucking uppercut.
Yeah, look to end the fight. I'm not looking to have 3-minute rounds on the streets.
Now just change that fight to war, Steve.
Yeah, no,
change that same exact thing. You know what I'm saying?
No, I get you, but I mean,
all I'm saying is I don't make agreements. Like, don't shoot medics. I'll aim for your medics.
Yeah, but I mean, like that's that's why they have those rules in place. Where you can
I torture.
But
I believe in torture.
Yeah, so this is where I'm at right now. You are saying this, but you haven't been to war for hundreds of years.
Do you believe in
countries
torture?
have done? As countries have
Do
done.
you believe in torturing someone for
I don't want to
information?
torture nobody. I do not want to torture nobody. You shouldn't torture anybody.
I love
bro.
your idea, Steve. But you don't win wars. I'm sorry.
Yeah, but I'm not.
You don't
I'm
win
not sitting
wars.
in the country. To begin with.
No,
But-
you want to
but-
be
but
perfect
listen,
like that.
but
You want to
listen,
be perfect like
but
that,
listen,
but
but
you
we're
gotta
also-
win wars, baby.
We're also
It's time to win
moving
wars.
past that point now.
It's
What do you?
it's nuke thing.
What do you? So listen.
Okay.
So let's go to Abu Ghraib, in Iraq, where it was an Iraqi prison where they held prisoners, terrorists, whatever you want to call them. They literally had
On the
female
next
soldiers,
planet, prisoners.
female soldiers walking the men around on leashes, which in their culture and their religions, that's the worst thing for a woman to dominate them like that. I mean, doing shit like that the uprising that just came from that alone. I mean, come on,
Steve. I got that same mindset. You want to do right.
You think that wins? That's not what wins wars.
Steve, I win the war.
That's not what wins wars.
I win the war. Think about this.
I come out and I just
Let's talk, Steve.
I just blow up your chemical factory.
Let's get deep, fellas.
Blow up your chemical
Ladies and
ammunition
gentlemen,
factory.
let's get deep. Let's get deep. Steve, was it right? Was it right for America to drop the nukes?
Was it right for America to drop the nukes? That's a tough one. I don't think
that's a tough.
I don't think you resort to that though. I don't think
one.
you resort to that, man. But I don't think so.
How is that a tough one? It's the same exact thing when you go a war, people die. My people aren't dying. Whatever it takes, bro. My people don't die. It's simple as that. I don't think you really understand that. Like, I don't know nothing about war. Hickman, we need you on here. We want to talk to you. But all I'm saying is I think it's a feeling of I'm going home.
But listen, but we're seeing it. But like you want to debate something, but this is what we're seeing happening in the real world right now. I mean, they literally have rules of war. I mean, that's what countries have agreed to over,
and people violate them every day, Steve. That's why we're in Syria right now, because they keep violating rules of war. Chemical attacks.
Countries will do that, but does that mean you come back with chemical attacks? You come back and you just gas the fucking capital. You know what I'm saying?
I don't lose.
You don't.
I don't lose. People.
But listen, and then
everybody goes home with me.
They dropped those bombs, and that's what everyone fucking saw right then and there. They were like, "Look, we shouldn't fucking do that. We should not drop these bombs on people. Come on now.
Why are we still making bombs, Steve?
Look,
why are we still making bombs? Why do we have the most bombs ever?
Do you think there will be another nuclear attack?
Yes.
There will not.
Steve, we're already past that. You got to think about that, right? I forget the exact pronunciation, but people say that the numbers may be misconstrued, but they believe upper 90s, 99% is what the number is on it. That's an anti-nuke device. That's an anti-air device that with a 99% hit rate.
Okay, so because they have something like that, people are more inclined to have a nuclear war.
They're already past that.
It's not. No.
People are already thinking about defending the next nuke war. They're already on that, is what I'm trying to say.
Well, I mean, you're always trying to update your missile defenses on your country. You're always going to do that. That's not a sign of impending nuclear doom. I mean, come on.
That definitely is a sign of impending nuclear doom, because to me, why wouldn't
you drop a nuclear bomb? It's the end of the world. Simple as that.
Listen, I'm just going to keep making bigger and better bombs. I'm going to make bombs that can shoot bombs.
Yeah, but people are always going to be worried about
defending. I'm not worried about defending.
Yeah, but listen, people are always going to do that because they're like, hey, you can try and fuck with me. I'll drop this bitch on you, okay? That's why you always want to be the guy on top so you can flex. Not because you're going to drop that bomb on somebody, but because you're going to flex these people under your control and under that threat.
Steve, you win the war, but you come home with 50% of your people. That's what it is.
Yeah,
but I win the war. I come home with 90% of my people. I don't like to be the guy that says it. I don't like to be that guy. But when it comes to war, but you got to also think.
You just gassed innocent people.
But Steve, also think because also think about what I'm saying is I'm talking about. Well, you can't. I'm talking about my kind of wars.
You can't contain gas to anything.
I'll do what I have to do. Yeah. If it's a just war.
You're talking about
chemical attacks on the Nazis. Yes or no?
Well, that's what they fought fire with fire. I mean, simple as that. Chemical attacks, and that's one reason why we outruled it, because we saw World War II when the most people have died ever in the world.
I want to go where you're outlawing. Listen, low blows are illegal in the UFC.
And that's cool. And then
you said
they're just gonna come back at it, but I don't agree with it. I never will. I never will agree with it. I'll just kill you more efficiently.
I love it. I love what you're saying.
like
I
you
love
could
what you're
say
saying.
50%
All I'm
of
saying
people
is,
would die, but I mean
I'll fight.
that's just a fucking
I'll
crapshoot.
fight so dirty to save my people, bro. No one's dying. No one's dying. I
Yeah,
know
then,
people are gonna die, but I'm bringing people home, bro.
then you do that. So that's when the global community is just like, all right, nuke is dumbass. Everyone
don't wanna
agrees
do that.
nuke is dumbass, and then you
If I'm
and then you just
America,
nuked off.
If I'm America, let's have a nuke off, baby. Because
That's what I'm saying. That's why no one's ever gonna.
I got more
launch
than
a
all of you
fucking nuke.
combined, brother.
No one's ever gonna launch a damn nuke,
I
man.
think so. I think somebody will shoot their chance one day and it'll get shot. I really believe that.
You think that's the end of the world then?
No, it's not the end of the world. I don't
Why
think it'll
not?
hit. I think it'll be shot out the sky. But somebody's gonna shoot.
I mean,
one.
you're talking about miles of radiation in the fucking sky. I mean, someone's dying.
If we can blow it up outside the atmosphere,
Someone's
we have
dying.
a chance of something. I don't know. I don't know the science on that.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, but
Catch
you
it
know,
out the atmosphere.
that's true. But
satellite weapons. Eventually, satellites are gonna. Satellites will shoot.
People joke about the Space Force, but I think that's a real thing. That's
Are
one
you
thing that's
kidding
going to
me, bro?
have to
That's one
happen.
thing Trump said that was actually
That's
smart.
going to have to happen. Just I mean,
I can't
you
believe
got to
this-
be on that.
In our minds, the way we think, that why isn't there already a Space Force, right?
Exactly.
Like, come on,
That's
bro,
like,
you guys are way behind.
have you seen Star Wars? We got to be prepared for the shit to come.
Right.
Come on
As
now.
soon as you put a satellite in space, you should have said, "There's going to be a war."
I don't want to fight. I want to fight a
There's gonna
TIE
be a
fighter. I mean, people just gonna get better at killing the next guy, and a weird part of me sitting there, it's like it's pretty fucking cool actually, like watching. I remember being younger, you're watching that fucking heat ray, that they were developing at the time. I'm sure it's way better now. Shit like that, you know what I'm saying?
I've always been. Have you seen Black Hawk Down?
Yeah,
Thank
classic.
you. God, that would have hurt.
Come on,
That's my
that was on Netflix.
That's my favorite.
I love military movies.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah,
And you love it for the honor, right?
Uh-huh.
Because you want to be that same guy that saves other people even if you die, right? That's why I always say, like, when I talked about, like, people talk about, like, I want to die in my sleep.
See,
You don't want to die in your sleep. You want to die saving someone else. That's the best way to die.
do you think you have it to save somebody else?
Bro, are you kidding me? I think I was born to do it. Any opportunity I ever got, I always felt like I know people freeze up and I know like things like that. And
Yep.
It's always possible. But I feel like if something, when it comes to life or death, like you're going to want me there, bro.
That's
You're gonna want me
that's
there.
one thing that I thought about. It's like, if I'm gonna go out anyway, that's how I'm going out.
I've been
Trying
through it, dog,
trying to get somebody out of whatever situation
I've been there on the verge,
Yeah,
I've been there.
What exactly are you talking about? On the verge of
when I slashed the leg open.
you slashed the leg open.
When I slashed my leg open. I could never remember my age. I'm not a good guy on timelines. I can just tell you to memory. I don't really know when. I think it was like 13 or 14, maybe younger. But climbing on top of Patterson High, and we wanted to break in, man. We wanted to break in. Used to always break into the gym, and this time we couldn't get into the gym, so we're like, man, we want to go in through the cafeteria. And then we look in the corner, and there's a camera. So we're like, well, shit, we're on top of the roof, and you can we're level with the camera that's high up in the gym, in the lunchroom.
Right.
So we're like, well, we should break that camera first so nobody can see us, And I remember my friend Rick comes up and he kicks one. I was with Justin Smith, shout out to the boys. Rick kicked one, and now that I know what I know about glass, it was a plastic one. So his just blew right out. So I tried to kick the one that was right in front of the camera, and it was glass. And my foot went through.
Oh, damn.
As soon as I went through, I remember
Butchered.
I passed this to you, didn't I?
Yeah.
Okay,
I just
yeah.
passed back to you. Yeah, just passed back to you, bro.
But I looked at both of them, man, and I was like, let's get out of here. Let's get out of here. And they're just looking at me scared as hell.
You're just gushing.
I pulled nobody knew yet. My foot's still in the glass.
Oh, okay.
We just blew the glass out, and we're just like, oh fuck.
Oh, so it didn't shatter. Your foot got stuck into the
No,
glass.
it shattered.
Okay.
But my foot also went through the opening. So I'm kind of like this
off
right
balance
now.
now.
Yeah.
Yep, got you.
So I pulled my leg out and I get ready to get off on the roof and shit. And Rick's like, yo, your leg. I looked down, bro. Piece of glass in my foot, my leg like this big.
Ooh, damn.
It's wide. It's lodged in my leg, and the blood squirting out like a V, like over top and underneath.
Damn, I've never seen some shit like that.
Crazy, bro.
Yeah.
And I'm just so scared. And at the time, I'm such a dumbass. I just don't want to get in trouble. That's the main thing. I don't want to get my boys in trouble. I don't want me to get in trouble.
Yeah.
I'm leaking all over. You could probably still go on Patterson's roof, anyone. and you see bloodstains everywhere. It's me, bro. I always want to hop back up there. You know, and see.
You may be one of many.
Go with me one day, bro.
Like we go up there and we're just like, which one's yours? Like,
yeah, you're no mine, bro. Trust me, you guys are gonna know, bro. I was a quart of blood away from dying. Bro.
That's wow.
A quart away from blood. But
you're passing out.
So after that, I'm like, fuck, man. I'm like, I don't want to get in trouble. So I go over to the roof, bro, and I hang drop with this fucking piece of glass in my damn leg. I land with this piece of glass in my leg and everything. I'm just losing so much blood. Shout out to my boy Rick. He was like, he took off his shirt, tried to tie it up like what we had seen. You know, we got the glass out.
Style.
We put that on there and like trying his best. And I start walking outside of Patterson, trying to come around to the side because I lived on Gus Ryan, so it wasn't that far.
Yeah, right
like,
there.
I just go home and get my mom. This before cell phones. Nobody even had a cell phone, dog. We couldn't even call nobody. That's crazy to think about. You know what I mean? Because like if that happened nowadays, somebody would just call somebody. And I call 911
and just be like, yeah, we need ambulance right now.
I didn't have that. So Rick was like, yo, I'm gonna run to your house. Yeah, I'm faster than Justin.
Mom.
He's like, I'm gonna run to your house and go get your mom.
He had to slide that one in real quick.
And Justin stayed with me, and I just kept trying to walk towards. It gives me chills thinking about it still, trying to walk towards the opening, like just to get as close as I could to the street, thinking ambulance.
Pain?
No pain.
No pain.
Just,
adrenaline.
Just complete adrenaline shock.
Okay.
And as I'm walking, like Justin's with me, and I just collapsed, bro. Just blacked out. The only time in my life I ever blacked out in my life, I blacked out, and it was just like people talk about like when they're dying, what happens. It was all black for me, dog. It's just all black. But I could see myself like 20 feet away. Myself was right there.
That's weird.
And we're just staring at each other.
Out of body.
Staring at myself. But like in my body, in my head almost.
Yeah, out of body experience.
And we're just staring at each other. And I guess technically it's me. I'm not saying nothing. And he's not saying it. We're not saying nothing. We just stared there. And I felt like 30 minutes went by. And literally, all I remember, bro, I came back to, and Justin's standing over top of me, crying, and just like, I just come back to him like, what the fuck, bro? And just like,
you were out.
Survival mode kicked in, dog. I got up, and I just ran all the way around up the hill and shit. And I get around there's already like a group of people. My mom's boyfriend comes up, throws me on the shoulders, carries me up there to like an ambulance and shit. And ended up getting fucking 17 stitches.
Damn.
Yeah.
How old were you?
I told you, I'm not really good on the exact days. I just go on memory kind of. But I was like 13.
I got you.
Somewhere around there.
That's fucked.
Yeah, bro. And ended up getting 17. And like my dumbass, man, I never can take it easy. So
no rest.
The next day, I'm out there in crutches playing hide and go seek tag. Literally, I got it infected.
Yeah, man.
Had a pus bubble. They had to pop in there.
Oh, god damn,
bro.
Yeah.
Some
sick
shit.
Nah. That's it right there?
Yep.
Oh, yeah, all the way around there, yeah. You had a V cut right there. Yeah, two little.
Yep.
Yeah, so that explains the V.
And
explains the V then.
I had like weird tingling sensation down there for a long time.
Nerve damage.
I don't feel nothing.
Yeah, nerve damage, yeah. But
I've been there is what I'm saying. Long story short. Yeah. Not short, long story long. But I've been there to know what it feels like, when you're on that verge of like of being a death, and I feel like that gave me such an advantage in life because I know what that feels like. So when I see that in another person, I like to think, oh, this time I do, what my friends try to do for me. I'm gonna do
You're
more.
You're right by those people.
I'm gonna save somebody's life, bro.
I feel
like that's how I feel. Like I'm gonna save some life. I feel like that'd be I'm the guy for that situation. I don't even know though. I don't know. Like I can go off at times where I feel like I've done things, but for the most part, I'm not gonna.
I've always been the kind of guy to, at first I would always say, of course, well, I wouldn't say at first. I would usually be the person to be like, nah, I couldn't do that, or I can't do that, or not even attempt, or any of that, just not even to be the one to try things and be open. But I've come into this person recently, and I was at a point where I was like, I'm gonna try everything, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that. Oh shit, I forgot what I was trying to get to, but I was trying to get around to the
about dying honor value.
Just not really. I'm not sure what I would do in situations to those types of extremes is what I was trying to get at. Like when it comes to war or being a soldier or being in the heat of battle. I always say I'm be that guy. I'm gonna be that guy, or I would be that guy. But you never really know until you get into those type of situations and
very
you
honest
know
of you.
how
You know
your
what I mean?
decision making is. Yeah.
It's very honest of you. I like to think that I couldn't picture a better way going than by saving someone else, you know? So if I seen any opportunity in life to do that, I would feel like, man, this must be a sign.
Well, I
This
mean,
must
like
be a sign that I'm supposed to do this.
it sounds like giving, but like also like so self at the same time. It's like, oh man, what a better way to go out saving this guy real quick.
Well, you've seen Black Hawk Down, right? I remember certain scenes, you know. I remember certain things that taught me certain things, and I remember they're in that airplane, and it was a sniper and I believe another guy with an MP5, and they're like, "Where's the reinforcements?" And they're like, "I am the reinforcement. You know, you guys are the reinforcements." And the Black Hawk's already down, you know, and they're in the middle of the fucking fight, basically. And they asked those two guys. This is a true story, too. You know, it's a true story.
Yeah,
and they asked
it
those
is.
two guys, "You want to head back to the base or you want to go down there?" You know, they both look at each other and they go, "Let us down."
That's interesting. That's like when I think about it. I watched a movie recently. It's on Netflix called The Siege of Jadotville. They almost kind of took the plot because, like, when I was thinking about it,
Wow.
you know, they were dug in a town. They built the trench, old school style. Like that's like this guy was like he was like his first time being like a real like general big shot. You know, leading a platoon or whatever. And you know, he was just like, you know, we're gonna build trenches and just be crazy. You know, just like that type of thinker. You know, just be like, oh, World War II trenches, blah blah blah, trench warfare. We're gonna get it. So eventually, like you know, they realize they get overswarmed and they need reinforcements. The reinforcements show up. And it's just like, you know, one platoon, but really it was supposed to be, you know, a platoon.
That's
and then,
movies, yeah.
you know, 10 vehicles and then, you know, choppers and shit. And it was like, oh, we're all you got. You know, we were the only thing available. And it was like, it's like the same thing, you know, kind of. It was just like, wow, okay.
Well, that scene.
It was in Africa too.
After they go down there, you know, and they're inside that helicopter and the guy's hurt. You know,
I remember,
and he's like, he tells them, you know, like, you go get out of here. And they're like, nah, man. And they didn't have enough ammo to hold them.
I remember the beginning when that guy first came, you know, when it was first tried to forget his name. But he was leading the first jump, and like you know he was like, we're gonna jump anyway. The first guy jumps, second guy jumps, and like it goes out of control, and those guys die and shit.
Yeah.
Like it was like the first time he actually ever took a leadership position, and like something like that happens. I think what separates a great leader in that situation is, you know, being able to overcome something like that and, you know, just press forward and realize that will happen.
Because
will happen.
There's one thing you learned in your life, right? Is when you talk about a good leader leads by example.
And you gotta shoulder the consequences of the decisions.
You have to be the guy. You have to be the guy that goes right or wrong.
Exactly.
I want that, you know?
You either like, so when people make that decision, I feel like at that moment they're deciding in their head, you know, whether they take it or not, if they're